Welcome to the orientation video for the cruise to the end of the earth. We're glad you're with us.
We're going to have the most amazing time. We're going to see sights we've never seen before. It'll be great. God, it's so cold.
I feel like a penguin.
Hey, Penelope, I hear Royal Caribbean's Radiance of the Sea is coming by here soon.
Why would we penguins ever care about that, Frank?
Well, I've just always had so many questions about what those humans do on board those things.
Well, it just so happens I am an expert.
Excellent. Well, where does the crew sleep? On board?
Personally, I've always wondered what they do with the ice sculptures after they melt.
Well, I want to know what time they hold the midnight buffet.
I see those humans getting their pictures taken all the time. How can they possibly tell which pictures are theirs?
Well, I thought you were supposed to be the expert.
Maybe you should spend more time incubating the children, Frank.
On Sunday, January 4th, we all converge onto the seaside town of Valparaiso, Chile. We have traveled from the airports of Los Angeles, Omaha, Detroit, and Washington National. Please plan on arriving at the port around 4 p.m., where Ernesto and I will be waiting for you at what we hope will be an obvious location. Once we are all together, we will check in and board Royal Caribbean's Radiance of the Seas.
Everyone in our group will be the talk of the ship because of our beautiful and almost unique lanyard. Now, Susan and I will provide you with your own lanyard on the day of departure, and you use it to hang on to your SeaPass card. Your SeaPass card will be given to you at check-in, and it's an important card for the ship. It is your room key and also the way that you pay for any incidentals on board the Radiance of the Sea. If you happen to lose your card, immediately go to the purser's desk and report the lost card, and they'll issue you a new one.
You'll want to wait until the day of our cruise departure to use your specially coded luggage tags. Your bags will disappear almost the moment you arrive at the dock. It can take up to 3 hours before you see them in your cabin, so it's important that you keep with you anything that you might need, a coat or a sweater, any medications, or your camera.
And while we're excited about the excursions at each of the ports along the cruise, we're also excited about some of the special activities just for our group aboard the Radiance of the Sea. On the first full day of sailing, we'll have the opportunity to go to a Meet and Mingle. Meet and Mingle is a party that has been sponsored by Royal Caribbean and the website Cruise Critic. Essentially, it becomes a private party for our group, 22 of us, and we'll be joined by about 8 others who have signed up also for this trip. On the second full day of sailing, January 6th, it's the Feast of the Epiphany, and Susan and I have brought some things from our home to share with all of you. We'll have a party during dessert and hopefully laugh and tell some stories. We hope that you'll join us. 2 times during this cruise, we'll be able to share our pictures or videos with one another. We've been given a very nice conference room with some pretty high-tech equipment, and we'll be able to see our pictures or images displayed very large on the screen. We're hoping to have some additional surprises as well. On the Sunday that we're in Ushuaia, the most southern point of the continent, we will celebrate the Holy Eucharist, the feast of the baptism of our Lord. We will do that at 8 o'clock, and we'll tell you where that location will be.
It is customary at the end of the voyage to tip those crew members who have provided you personal service. your cabin steward, waiter, assistant waiter, and head waiter. Near the end of our trip, the ship will provide you an easy-to-fill-out form that will charge the tips to your SeaPass account. On the last evening, you will find in your cabin envelopes and vouchers that you may hand to each person. Please note that when you buy a drink on board, a tip will already be added to your bill.
Okay, class, it's time to put your cell phones away. We're going to learn some nautical terminology. It's important to know your way around the ship and some of the directions. So, to the front of the ship is the bow. Bow forward. The rear of the ship, aft, sounds like. Now, right and left is a little bit more difficult. To go to the left, that's to the port. A good way to remember that is port has 4 letters. Left has 4 letters. That's a match. But if you want to go to your right, that's starboard. But you don't have to worry about remembering that, because if you have left and port, well, then you got right and starboard. Bow, aft, port, starboard. We have an exciting group of young buccaneers joining us on our trip to the end of the earth. So to Elizabeth, Oceana, Jeremy, Matthew, Naomi, Marie, hey! It's hard to believe that over a year ago we began to imagine this cruise to the edge of the earth. We are so glad that you are joining us. We have adventures ahead of us and stories to create.
It's going to be a great trip. We'll all be together having a wonderful time sharing great memories. So we're so glad you're with us. Welcome aboard.
Ever since the beginning of time, man has pitted himself against the power of the sea to learn its secrets, to solve its mysteries.
This madness of the chase, this boiling blood and smoking brow. Why palsy the arm of the oar, the iron and the lance? What is it? What nameless, inscrutable, unearthly thing commands me against all human lovings and longings to keep pushing and crowding and jamming myself on all the time, making me do what in my own natural heart I dare not dream of doing? Is Ahab Ahab? Is it I, God, or who that lifts this arm? But if the great sun cannot move except by God's invisible power, how can my small heart beat, my brain think thoughts, unless God does that beating, does that thinking, does that living, and not I?